He mocked my cheap wedding gift at dinner, then one quiet note exposed everything he hid from my daughter. I thought it would be a simple dinner. Nothing dramatic. Nothing heavy. Just my daughter, her fiancé, and a quiet evening in the house I spent my entire adult life paying for. This house isn't big. It doesn't impress people who talk about investments and vacation homes. But it was built slowly, overtime shifts, skipped holidays, cheap furniture, and patience stretched thin over 20 years. To me, it was never just a house. It was proof that survival can be gentle if you're stubborn enough. I set the table carefully that evening. Nothing fancy. Clean plates. Warm food. A small box placed near my daughter's seat. The gift wasn't expensive. It wasn't meant to be. I made it myself late at night, after work, when the house was quiet and my thoughts were loud. A small wooden keepsake box, hand-carved, smooth around the edges, imperfect in a way only handmade things are. Inside was a folded note. Not romantic. Not sentimental. Just honest. My daughter, Evelyn, smiled when she saw it. Her fiancé, Marcus, smiled too, but not the same way. Marcus had the kind of confidence that arrives before humility. The kind that grows fast when people believe success is permanent. He wore success like armor, tailored jacket, expensive watch, casual comments about long-term plans. He picked up the box, turned it over once, twice. Then he laughed. Not loud. Not cruel. Just enough to sting. Well, he said, tilting his head, it's sweet. A little cheap, don't you think? The word landed heavy. Evelyn stiffened. I noticed everything. I didn't react. I never do. I simply said, read the note. Marcus raised an eyebrow, amused, and pulled the folded paper from the box. The smile left his face halfway through the first line. It wasn't dramatic. No gasp. No outburst. Just silence, the kind that tightens the air. Evelyn looked between us, confused. Mom? She asked softly. I lifted my hand. Let him finish. Because timing matters. Truth arrives best when it isn't forced. The note read, this gift has no debt attached to it. No hidden payments. No future explanations required. I know more than you think. And my daughter deserves a life where nothing needs to be hidden. If you have something to tell her, do it before numbers do. Marcus swallowed. This is inappropriate, he said quickly. You don't know anything about my finances. I met his eyes calmly. I didn't accuse you of anything, I said. I only asked you to read what was written. Silence again, because here's what Marcus didn't know. 4 months earlier, I had found my daughter sitting on the kitchen counter, staring at her phone like it had betrayed her. She hadn't cried. She never does. I asked if she was okay. She nodded, too fast. A week after that, during a family gathering, Marcus's parents made a casual comment about how young couples shouldn't rely on anyone to fix financial mistakes. Mistakes. Plural. That's when I started paying attention. I didn't snoop. I didn't spy. I observed. Public records. Business registrations. Payment schedules anyone could see if they cared to look. Patterns don't lie. Loans quietly extended. Credit cards maxed and shuffled. Installment plans stacked like dominoes. Even the engagement ring wasn't fully paid off. Marcus wasn't poor. He was pretending not to be. And pretending always costs someone else in the end. Back at the table, Evelyn's voice shook. What is she talking about, Marcus? He looked trapped now, like someone realizing the game board had always been smaller than he thought. This is between us, he said sharply. She had no right. No, Evelyn interrupted quietly. This is about us. That was the moment I stepped back. Because this was never about humiliating him. It was about clarity. The engagement didn't end that night. It paused. 2 days later, Evelyn came home with red eyes and steady hands. She had asked questions. He had offered excuses. Numbers don't care about excuses. She returned the ring the following week. No screaming. No scenes, just a decision made with open eyes. Life returned to its ordinary rhythm after that. Bills. Work. Quiet mornings. The wooden box still sits on the dining table sometimes. Closed. Harmless. People think confrontation requires force. They think protection looks loud. But I've lived long enough, through debt, through exhaustion, through raising a child alone, to know better. The sharpest moves are made calmly. The strongest love doesn't rush. Marcus thought life had a shortcut. He didn't know I'd been playing the long game my entire life. And I never waste a move. My daughter sleeps peacefully now. That was the only victory I ever needed.